So, what have you been up to, Gecko Mon?
Oh, shortening the episodes of our podcast.
Shortening them?
Just how short this episode.
It was a short episode this week.
Um,
Gotta leave room for our Moon Knight discussion.
yeah, which we didn't have much to talk about.
Well, I feel like we talked quite a bit.
Well, so
Figuring it out. What else are you up to? What's going on?
with the whole new Lego Star Wars and us trying to record that,
Lego Star Wars?
the Skywalker saga.
Well, does that come out?
Oh my goodness!
Anyways, yes. What do you think? What are your thoughts so far?
I've really enjoyed it so far. Like I've enjoyed almost every part of it, without the talking.
Yes. Mumble mode has been amazing. You've got a lot of... Okay, so should I tell you the good news or the bad news first?
Wait, you got some good news and bad news?
Yeah.
I feel like we're doing a whole big track change here. Yeah, sure. Give me the good news first.
We're talking about Lego Star Wars. So, good news is it's amazing. Mumble mode's awesome. I got some recording as well. Bad news, I haven't gotten a new hard drive in my computer, so I ran out of space while I was recording, so I didn't get all the recording of my first session. But
Okay, so I think we're just gonna have to redo it all.
oh no, it's not like we're gonna have every minute of us playing through the game recorded.
Yeah, that's
That'd
absolutely
be a
true.
lot of gameplay, especially with how slow I go through because I collect every last coin.
That is true.
Also, I was like getting all the side stuff already, so all the collectibles.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to record us playing together on.
Yeah, we're gonna try and do some recording of us together and
It won't be like the full story
Yeah,
or whatever.
but-
It'll just be us having fun.
having fun for sure. But yeah, I've been loving it.
And of course, me being, angry with him of how he plays.
Yes, that will probably be the most exciting part.
I think my favorite part in that game so far has to be the Force. Just
The fourth, yes, it's so much better than it was in the old one.
I mean, the old one, it was fun. It was fun for those type of games. But in this one, it's fun.
Yeah, it's super fun. You can just huck things so far.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just throwing stuff at both sides, just literally across the city.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, or I think it's kind of I don't know if it's weird to me or if it's like actually just really interesting the way they do the mind.
Yeah, that was interesting. I didn't dislike it, but one thing that I really liked the old one, like the animation of when you like took somebody's arm,
Yeah, that was
the
great.
waving of the arms and stuff. But one thing, I don't know if it was just like my recollection of the older one is incorrect, but I feel like the lightsaber fighting is a lot like more technical in the new one.
Did you actually lightsaber fight somebody?
No, I'm saying like using a lightsaber. Like in the old one, I feel like you just like attack, and they just like swung their lightsaber around, killing everybody. But in this one, like you can throw your lightsaber, you can block, you can dash. There's I feel like there's just a lot more things you can do, and so it makes like the fighting a little more technical. But it also like makes you so you take like they made it so you actually like before you just like held down the block button and there's like nobody could hit you, and then you just attack them.
Yeah.
And this one like. You have to get the timing right. You have to get like your swings right, or you won't hit anything. And it just like felt really weird the first few times, but I think I found myself really liking it later.
Yeah, I definitely like it. Have you noticed how for each character, first off, we'll say that we'll start with their animation style of them walking and running.
Yes.
I love Princess Leia, how she's just this like block on the bottom.
Yeah, that was great.
That was so funny. As well as, did you notice how when she ran, she would get very angry?
Yes, that was pretty funny.
Oh, that was great. But I also like it where when you're playing as each character, if you get into a stormtrooper outfit, you actually can like throw detonators and stuff instead of like what you're...
Yeah, I played a tiny bit as Luke in a stormtrooper outfit, but
Yeah, I just love a lot of their animations and stuff, and the way they are and stuff. I love Chewbacca's bowcaster.
I haven't got to play Chewie yet.
Oh, so fun! Just blasting the stormtroopers the way they are.
Yep, but we'll get some of that gameplay going. Now that finally a new trailer is out for Multiverse of Madness, I will be doing a trailer breakdown.
You better.
I will. I think I know when I'll be able to do it this weekend.
I mean, I expect you here at 9 a.m.
That will not be happening.
Okay, fine.
We'll
do
do a compromise. 6 a.m.
Hey, that was what I was gonna say.
I could tell. I heard. I saw what was coming.
I was debating like 4 or 5 a.m. to 6 a.m.
Anything else? Have you got any other? I haven't checked our gameplay YouTube channel recently. Have you got anything else up since last week?
No, nothing else up yet. I do plan to get another Republic Commando episode going out because I do want to play through that whole game.
Yeah,
for y'all.
I really want to see that because it sounds like a fun game.
It is an absolutely glorious game.
I did finish. I guess we both finished Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah.
What were your thoughts on the ending?
My only problems that I have with it is that the Guardians of the Galaxy never had a suit up scene for their final. I was sad. I kind of wish they had a suit up scene.
That's true.
Like, every time I play like a superhero video game, I always want to see the suit up scene.
Right.
Like Spider-Man, he had a suit up scene, and I absolutely loved it. But Guardians of the Galaxy, they didn't have that. They just kind of went in and did and just showed him with it, and I was like, that's kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
But I did like that how you weren't stuck with that. You can change your costume.
Oh yeah.
That was great. I'm glad.
A lot of times, in video games, you like change your costume, and then you get this costume for like the end battle, and it's like stuck with it,
Yeah.
But yeah, they didn't have that,
which really gave it its diversity of like, and the final battle was pretty. I thought it was kind of interesting end to the Guardians of the Galaxy. They fooled you, and then they went into that. They definitely fooled me. I know they didn't fool you.
Right. You're like, what'd you think? And I'm like, I'm waiting for the credits to roll. Yeah, I kind of felt something was coming.
It's kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy like way of doing it. Like they have something.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the end. I thought it was kind of cheap.
Really?
I liked Adam Warlock's character until like he was evil, and then I didn't really like his character.
Yeah, to be honest, I wasn't actually a huge fan of Adam Warlock through the entire thing.
Okay. Well, I liked him early on. He's a fun character. He's also a fun little like foil to Star-Lord, since they're both super arrogant. So that was fun. But yeah, I liked the story overall, but I loved the gameplay. The gameplay was so fun.
I thought the gameplay was okay. Like there was a lot of just fighting bad guys.
Yes, there was. But that's what I'm saying. Like the way you had to fight them, the use of your whole team and stuff. Yeah, I really enjoyed that aspect of it. Yes, but there was a ton of some just fighting bad guys and then fighting more bad guys.
Yeah, it was just by the end of it, by the final fight, I was just so bored of fighting bad guys.
The one thing that yes, was unique. It was unique the way that you fought, but they're like what you did to defeat each villain was like the exact same thing, right? Like you fought them and then cut off some part of them, and then fought them and then cut off some part of it. It was like every mini boss was that way.
Yeah.
It was like, come on, give me give us some because I did really like the ability to use your teammates in a certain way, the ability some villains being weaker to cold, fire, wind, whatever the heck it was. But it was they got to the point where you remember being more bad guys that are the exact same. It was kind of ridiculous. There was one point where I fought villains, bad guys for like 10 minutes, and then Gecko's like, "You're supposed to go through that door." And I was like, "Oh." But
which is why we need to be just recording all the time for gameplay, whether it be both of us or one of us.
And we both finished Spider-Man, right?
Miles Morales, we both finished. We both finished
right
the older Spider-Man.
This last week we finished Miles Morales, or I finished it. I don't remember. I don't know when you finished it.
I finished it actually pretty recently. Actually, very recently.
What'd you think of that?
I actually really enjoyed it. Like, I actually thought. I know it's kind of like a copy of the other Spider-Man with
really
some slight differences. Like, you have a different Spider-Man, different abilities and stuff. And I love that our Miles Morales Spider-Man could, stealth. And I love that.
Yeah.
But I thought the story was actually kind of interesting. Not too bad. You didn't like it, did you?
Well, I feel like I'm going to say the exact opposite of what you said.
Okay.
I liked the differences for sure from the first one to this one. I really liked his other abilities. Like, I thought they did it well without like, not necessarily making him OP, but making him boring. The fact that like he had a ton of abilities, where you're just like, oh, do my Venom punch,
Yeah.
And they also like used the villains, the what are they called?
Rhino,
the Tinker's little minions. What's that group called? The Underground.
The Underground.
They used them really well to like have specific people that countered you.
Oh yeah,
like the sword people and the big people and the hammer people and the shields and stuff. So like you had to attack specific ones specific ways. But I did feel like by the end you did get to that point where you kind of were just OP with all your Venom abilities, and so it was just like, just wait for one of your Venom abilities and then you're gonna win, And that was a little bit frustrating. I liked the final battle with Finn. That was a good battle.
Oh yeah.
But all in all, the story I thought was literally the exact same as the Spider-Man story, in my opinion.
Really?
Like, it was just like some corporation doing bad stuff and this other corporation, they're going to be fighting, so you have to go break up them fighting, but you're also fighting against each one at the same time. You're trying to stop somebody from blowing up the whole city. It's like, that's exactly what's the same, and it was so predictable. Like, you knew who, like, right when I saw Finn, I was like, okay, they're the Tinker,
Well, that's
like,
they're actually not true. You said it was when you saw that one guy, what's his name, her uncle, her friend, her father, or whoever that was.
Oh, the brother that died.
Brother, yeah.
I was like, oh, he's probably the Tinker. But then I think it was like the next cutscene. I was like, oh, he's gonna die.
The next cutscene.
Yeah, I was like, he's gonna die, and it's gonna be Finn.
Yeah.
And and then the one thing I really, really didn't like about the story is Miles Morales never truly confronts her. Never truly like he kept saying like, oh, I need to talk to her, and then he'd get there and then they would just like dance around it all day. And he never said something like, I don't know, yes, your brother's dead, we can't bring him back.
Oh,
there was never that one. There was never like, we can't change that. He never said things like, this isn't going to bring him back, revenge isn't the answer. He was just like, I will stop you. And it's like, that such bad story writing.
Yeah, okay, I can get
so like,
that.
I ended up by the end not loving Miles Morales, and that was so depressing for me. Like, he's Spider-Man, and I like him a lot. I love a lot of his comics, and it was just like, he just didn't feel like a true hero. Like, he wasn't like going for the ultimate good. He was just like, protecting his little city.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know, it was very disappointing.
They
sure.
could, kind of.
But the gameplay once again was really good.
They could kind of fix that in the next Spider-Man game.
I'm kind of hoping, because like, he does seem to really respect Spider-Man. I hope like they do like have him learn from Spider-Man and stuff.
I kind of hope we'll like get some time to watch, like, because we never really get a moment where Spider-Man's kind of teaching Miles Morales. So I kind of hope
you kind of start that way a little bit.
Yeah, but I kind of wanted more of that, like more of like.
Yeah, that was another thing that was kind of cheap. They're like, oh, and this Spider-Man's gone, suddenly.
Yeah.
It was like, it's fine. Like, they were trying to make a just Miles game before they teamed up any. But one thing I did really like, I liked a lot of the side characters actually.
Oh,
I wasn't a big fan of his best friend, whatever I can't remember his name.
Oh, I really want to say Ned, but not
No.
Ned. I don't know why I want to say
That is from.
Yep, I know. I know.
Yeah. Anyways, his best friend, wasn't really a fan of him, but I liked his mom until the mom moment at the end. It was so predictable and also just terrible.
It definitely was predictable. Like,
but I liked the feast people he went and talked to. I like the deaf girl he went and talked to. I like.
I never actually got. I don't remember talking to the deaf girl that much.
Well, you signed with her, but.
That's what I meant.
Well, you talked really. You talked to her 3 times, right? Yeah.
I mean, I went to playing it for a while and then like taking a very long break and then playing it. So it might have been in the first part of playing it. So
and then I liked the podcaster lady.
Oh, I loved her.
She was funny, and I liked the argument with her and JJ. That was good. So a lot of the side characters like that were like pro Spider-Man were fun, but they like they felt more like grounded than Spider-Man did at points that were just frustrating.
Yeah, I could agree with you on that.
Oh, Prowler was another one that like I liked him at the start.
Mm-hmm.
Hated his little like fight with Spider-Man. Not only was that a really easy fight, like
yeah, it was so
I thought
easy.
it should have been a lot more difficult to defeat Prowler than that.
Man,
but
surprisingly, you say it was an easy fight. You're usually saying that was a hard fight.
hey, every once in a while I hit the right buttons. Okay, and then after that, like I thought it was kind of lame. His little like, go catch these sounds and you'll learn about our story. It's like, just talk to the boy. Like, that's your job as an uncle. Like,
yeah. Well, it's all just for the gameplay.
I understand.
They could have done it better. I agree. Like, they could have, like, I think in a way, because he does talk to Miles after every sound you collect. And I think
Miles doesn't get to, like, ask him questions. It's just him talking.
That's very, very
that's
true.
Where I'm like, oh, that's frustrating.
Yeah. I think he wanted to one of the main reasons you went to those locations were to see like what places they went to.
I understand.
Yeah. So calm your little...
and like the finish of his story was so predictable.
Oh yeah,
and kind of lame.
Yeah. I you know what? Yeah, you're absolutely right on like almost every point there. Like,
thank you.
You are. I'm gonna say it, even though you disagree with me on my list in our episode.
Like, don't need to bring that up.
I can agree. I can fully agree with you on that. Actually. So,
yeah. Anything? Oh, disc golf.
Yeah, come on, you got to bring us our disc golf.
So this last weekend there was no big tournaments, but there's a couple of small tournaments going on. Throw Down the Mountain in Florida. Paul Macbeth played in and won, of course. The slightly bigger tournament that Paul Macbeth wasn't in was the Music City Open, where in Tennessee, Nashville. Chris Dickerson took it down. So. Two of my favorite people took down the two bigger tournaments. But yeah, now we're going into a real big tournament this weekend. This week before the first major? Or is this the first major? Oh yeah, there's one more week and then the first major. Yeah. So about to get to a fun one.
And Paul Macbeth will be in this one.
Everyone's going to be in the next. So this weekend, nobody's playing because the next weekend's the major. So they're all getting ready for that. So like hardly anybody's going to be playing in whatever it's called this weekend. Really? Some little tiny tournament. But the next weekend, I can't wait. It's going to be great. It's going to be the Champions Cup or whatever, which it's like the first time this major's ever happened. And it's at H.R. Jackson, something like that. I really like the course. It's very wooded, fun, technical course.
Okay.
So that's going to be fun, and I am making my prediction right now. Paul Macbeth is going to win. He's going to win by a lot, I think.
A lot? Any specific numbers you want to throw, or?
I'm gonna say he's gonna put down like a big one of his rounds is gonna be big, like 12, 13 under. Everything else it's gonna be hard to get to 10 under, I'm guessing. So we're gonna say he goes 10, 10, 30. So he's gonna be 33 to 35 down, and the next closest person's gonna be like 27 down.
Okay.
So he's gonna win by like 8 strokes.
Wow, Hero, you are.
Hey, I'm a huge podcast fan, and like just like watching early on when he was like just on, and then just watching him at Throw Down the Mountain, like he plays really good at that course for sure, but he just looked like his throw was really on, and his putt has just been getting better and better. So
I'm sure you follow.
When he comes to majors, like he doesn't really lose majors. There's a reason he's a 5-time world champion. Like when he gets to the big events, he performs really well. And it's a great course for him, I think.
Okay. So I'm sure you follow a lot of his like videos.
I watch every video he posts, every tournament he's in, and I also watch a lot of the other people, and I know where they're at. Like Chris Dickerson is playing out of his mind right now, so it's going to be hard for him. I just know that when it comes to majors, Chris Dickerson, yes, he's won a couple of U.S. championships, or one U.S. championship, but he I don't know. I've also seen him fall apart at the end of a Pro Tour championship when Kevin Jones caught him at the end when he fell apart. And I've never seen Paul Buck do that at a major. Like
really,
the closest you could say would be the 2 playoffs he got into last year, but he didn't fall apart. Just some other people played really well. So
okay, all right.
Do we want to play a game or anything before we go on? Maybe do a little. Got any Mount Rushmore topics or?
Well, I mean,
anything on your mind these days?
Let's see here. You know what? How about we do a Mount Rushmore? I know you don't play many video games.
Oh,
Mount Rushmore video games.
Alrighty. You want to start since you probably have a list?
I have a few. I have a few. I can definitely say that I absolutely enjoy.
So what video games would you put on Mount Rushmore?
So I think I would definitely put Detroit Become Human.
Oh wow.
Of course, there are those few games that I've played, but I've never actually really completed the story.
Right.
So I may put some of those up there just because of the game, a lot of the gameplay. But I got to think here for a moment. So, we would put Detroit Become Human. I definitely have to put Dead Cells up there, if you've ever heard of it.
I played a little tiny bit.
Okay. It's a fun 2D platformer. Dead Cells. We're going to put Republic Commando out there.
Oh, wow.
Have to. That's a great one. And we're going to put... Got to think from... Oh, you know what? We're going to put Star Wars Squadrons up there as well.
Okay. All right. I'd probably go... I think you played... completed 4 total video games. No.
You definitely completed more than that.
Yeah. We'll go... one that has to be up there just because it was the first one. Skyrim.
Oh,
Elder Scrolls.
I actually forgot you played that game.
It was the first,
you could say it was the game
that I like.
The game that brought him to games.
Yes, it was the first one that I played that I just absolutely loved. So that's got to be on there. Then we'd go. Let's go Spider-Man. It's definitely on there.
Okay.
It's just too good of a story not to be on there. And of course, it's Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. This is tough. These last 2 here. We'll go Batman. We'll go Batman Arkham City.
Really?
No, I don't know. Arkham City was my favorite one, except for the final boss. But it's probably my favorite story. But if we're going gameplay, the bosses,
I think whichever one you think is best. I would say.
I think the story of it's the best, so I'm gonna say it's on there. Even though Arkham Knight probably has better gameplay, except for the tank battles, it has better gameplay and a really good story still, though a little predictable if you know the Batman lore going into it. And then Apex Legends, no question.
Okay, I knew that was going up there.
The best battle royale out there, and just great lore to it. So fun to follow that. So fun to, and it's just one where I can play by myself. I can play with people. I can play with randoms. Like, it's always fun, even when you're having a bad day. It's fun.
Yeah,
I've never been so happy being mad at a game. Like I could be just playing like garbage, playing with complete and utter jerks, and it's just still fun.
Yeah, it is one of the few games where I will get like so mad if I
like it's so good that I can be mad.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like other games, like if I get mad, I'll just rage quit and just not come back to it. But like Apex, like you just want to keep playing.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, for me personally, I will say real fast that I do have a tendency to like stop playing it for a while.
Yes, I've noticed.
Yeah, it's just because I need a break from battle royales. I want to go to story games. I want to go to,
and also I just love doing things with people.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one where I always have my squad. Well, except sometimes you don't. But
hey, you can always message me, and I even if it's a day where I'm like I'm not feeling it, but you know what, I'll come on.
Yeah, usually I can get my squad and go wreck some fools. Alrighty. Should I come up with one, or should we end it here?
I think we deserve to hear one more.
All right, let's go. Mount Rushmore of.
It's another food item.
Breakfast foods 2.0.
Pretty soon we'll be on Breakfast Foods 9.0.
Hey, let's go. Man, now I can only think of food.
You're welcome.
Oh, I do need to make an addendum from last week.
What is that?
Like a fix a mistake I made.
No, I'm asking what.
Mountain Dew, real sugar should have been on my Mount Rushmore of sodas.
I knew something was wrong with your sodas.
I'm sorry, but yeah, that should have been on there. That's ridiculous that it wasn't. Sorry. Let's go. Mount Rushmore of Batman villains.
Batman villains. Do you want to start this?
Oh, sure. I mean, you got to go. Joker has to be on there.
Mm-hmm.
Scarecrow has to be on there. Joker because like he is like the quintessential Batman villain, right? Scarecrow, I think like in the comics he's just like the epitome of like the opposite of Batman. Yes, you've got like Joker is like the opposite of Batman, but like the opposite of like Batman who, uses fear, right, to fight evil. And it's like he uses fear. Scarecrow uses fear to create evil. And then also, of course, because of what he does to Barbara, like he kind of just has to be on there.
Okay.
And then also he's like one of the few that has like truly, I feel like he's those two like are the two that have truly like broken Batman. And then we'll go. I feel like you have to put Ra's al Ghul on there, but then I feel like he's been done in movies kind of wrong. Yeah, we'll go put Ra's al Ghul on there, and
really,
yes, and Red Hood.
Okay, mine is almost the exact same as yours. There's only one difference. Red Hood isn't on there.
Oh, that's fine.
I'll say it's Joker because, like you said, Joker, really breaks Batman, and it's great. That sounds wrong. Scarecrow, Ra's al Ghul, and I'm putting Riddler on there.
Oh, Ridley. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
I really like Riddler. I just feel like he's been done better in the video games than anything else. Like even in the comics, in my opinion, he's so much better in the video games.
That's true.
And like I really wish that could have been done in this last movie that came out, but that's okay. That's okay. Alrighty. Well, I think that kind of does it.
Yeah.
We'll see y'all later.